Plam definition: the act of slamming a man's head into your pussy, by grasping the ears of the man and pulling face towards pussy at a high rate of speed, has been known to leave a pussy-shaped imprint on the dumb motherfucker's face.
Hello motherfuckers and welcome to the Plam Chowder podcast.
What is up, everybody? Episode number 9. Do we sound a little bit different today?
I think we sound just a little bit different today. Tell them what we got going here.
So last episode we introduced a new mixer to the mix, and we finally got the correct microphones. So you're hearing us with the Behringer XM8500.
So this is a studio quality, man. We're basically JRE, but without the followers.
We'll get there with time. Man, it's continuing to be crazy out there. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm kind of at the point where nothing really surprises me anymore, and it's honestly it's getting kind of overwhelming, to be honest. Everybody knows what's going on. I mean, I don't really need to say it. Country's pretty much on fire at the moment. Racial tensions are hot, and it's spread throughout the globe. So it's like it's in London now, it's in Paris, it's in Amsterdam, all these places.
In Guadalajara.
It's in Mexico. They're lighting cops on fire in Mexico, man.
They don't fuck around in Mexico. They're just straight up threw a Molotov cocktail at his back.
A chick literally poured gasoline on him.
Gasoline. Oh, man.
And just lit him up.
Just lit him up. And it was because they had harassed somebody that wasn't wearing a mask, and then they ended up like killing him. So this is how they respond.
I literally feel like every minute I check my phone, there's some new video of a cop just beating the shit out of somebody. Like there's just a million videos coming out right now. I can't even keep up. And man, it's crazy, bro. It's like literally overwhelming.
Meanwhile, we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. You see that video? I think I sent it to you.
Yeah.
The guy, he has like a store, and he literally went to his truck and took out a chainsaw and started saying some shit.
It's that guy's gonna get Mexicans thrown under the bus with all this shit too. We're just trying to stay out of it. I mean, we're not staying out of it. I support BLM and I support all the protests and riots for sure. But
we're with you guys.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy was doing. Like that guy is making Mexicans look bad for sure. But anyways, man, like I think all this money that you invested into this equipment, just for those out there that have never been on a podcast, it's actually really fun. You're basically just hanging out. We're drinking at the moment, you know what I mean? Like you got a little buzz going.
Always drinking while podcasting.
You have to. You got to let the juices flow. And essentially you're just hanging out and talking about whatever. Sometimes the convos get kind of deep and you get all these mental juices in your brain flowing and you work out your thoughts. You know, so
this is therapy.
It is.
And it's like group therapy because you guys are in on the conversation. And it's actually really easy to start your own podcast. We're sponsored by Anchor, and you can actually download the app and you can start recording like right from your phone. They try to make it easy. You can even have your friends on their phone like live record on your podcast.
Yeah.
So pretty cool stuff. But yeah, we just started to put a little bit more effort towards the podcast, and we're trying to grow our audience. And you can actually even leave us a voicemail. And, if you guys just want to say hi or you want to be on the show, let us know.
Definitely. Actually, so I have something that I wanted to talk about. So I texted you guys yesterday, how I woke up from a dream and like I felt hella weird.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so check this out. Backstory. All these riots are going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just, I don't know, I feel like it's like brain overload all day because it's like some new thing is happening every 20 minutes. And so at nighttime, I was like, fuck, I'm so exhausted from like work and all this crazy news and stuff. I just wanted to like chill out. So I got super high, bro. Like, by the way,
what do you like? Do you eat? Do you eat gummies? Do you smoke?
Both, mate, both.
Oh man, you're a wild one for that, dude.
So, dude, I was over it. I wanted to relax. Also, I don't know if you've seen those ads on Instagram for like the projectors they like project galaxies and stars on the ceiling and they move around and shit.
I don't see those ads because those are customized to whatever you're.
I don't know how the fuck they knew.
They know, bro.
They're like, this guy seems like he gets high at night. And
Dude,
like,
my phone's listening. Now I'm gonna get those stupid ads on my phone.
yeah. So, dude, I've been getting hit with them hella hard for like weeks, and I finally caved in and ordered one of those projectors off Amazon.
Uh-huh.
It was like $60 or whatever. Well worth the investment. Let me tell you, dude. So it's cool. It's like this little thing. You kind of like put it in the corner of your room, and it projects like this blue galaxy on the ceiling, and it's like moving around in circles. And then there's all these like stars. And
Oh, man.
it's so trippy, man. It's so trippy. And so, anyways, I got this thing like a few days ago. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get fucking super high and like, just sit here and trip out. So anyways, the other night I'm sitting there, I'm loaded, and I kind of want to take a break, and I'm bored. So like, what do? I pull out my phone, I go on Reddit. Unfortunately, there was a mistake going on Reddit on the conspiracy subreddit.
Uh-huh.
And I just get on this thread where this dude's talking about how the world ended in 2012.
Oh, I heard about that one.
And like, he's like, no, but it makes sense. And then, so like, I'm like, let me entertain this.
Oh,
and
God.
so it's a Twitter thread, and I started reading this whole thread, and they're talking about how in 2012, like the scientists at CERN, because they were developing some like new particle or whatever, they created this black hole, right? And it sucked us into some like parallel universe, some like multiverse.
Wow.
Because the scientists have said there's like, multiverse theory. There's like a million, infinite amounts of worlds that are like almost exactly the same, but a little bit different.
A little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's saying like, oh, our consciousness got sucked into this black hole, and we went to like this other world.
Wow.
In the multiverse since 2012. And then, bro, they start talking about the Mandela effect. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, this is what really tripped me out. Do you know who Nelson Mandela is?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about him. Like, what's up with that guy?
He was, he's from South Africa. He looks like Morgan Freeman.
Is he still alive?
I know he went to like prison for a long time, and then, I think he passed away. I don't know.
So here's what's crazy. So from what I remember about the guy, he went to prison in like, I don't know, like a long time ago, right? Mm-hmm. And he died in prison. That's what I remember.
Oh.
So apparently a shit ton of people remember that. But that dude didn't die. He like died in like 2013.
Yeah, he didn't die in prison.
Yeah, so hella people remember that dude dying in prison and like hella long ago. Mm-hmm. And then hella people remember him dying in like 2013. So that's called the Mandela effect. Like you remember something, right?
Oh.
And they started giving other examples. Like Looney Tunes, for example. How do you spell Looney Tunes?
When I was growing up, it was like LOONEY.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And then the tunes part, how do you spell that?
Tunes was just tunes. Like TUNES.
Okay. So there's a shit ton of people that remember it being like tunes, TOONS.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And then, so there's
one of those words was like, fucked up. I didn't remember which one.
Yeah, so there's like hell of examples. The crazy example that they gave was the Statue of Liberty. Because some people think it's on like Ellis Island. Some people think it's on like with the other island where it's actually at. And they're saying like, look at all these photos from like Google Maps of where the Statue of Liberty is supposed to be, and it's just not there. And then there's hella people with photos from back then, like at the Statue of Liberty, but it's just like not there or whatever. So basically, the whole Mandela effect is half the population remembers something being a certain way.
Oh, that's cool.
And half the population remembers it being a different way. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So
that's pretty trippy.
Anyways, but like the whole point of that was like they're saying like that was kind of like just think about that or whatever, right? Anyway, so I'm going down this whole thread, and they're talking about like the world ended in 2012 and blah blah blah, and now we're in some alternate reality, and that's why like shit's been hitting the fan since 2012, and it's been going downhill. Okay, keep not maybe not the thing to read while you're super loaded.
Definitely not, dude.
Because the next,
that would be absolutely paranoid.
It was interesting. So anyway, so like that's just the backstory. All right. Now the next day, I fell asleep at like 4 p.m. And I don't know if you've ever had a dream where you think you wake up from your dream,
But you're still dreaming.
Yeah, but like you feel like
You woke
it's
up.
super real, like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
lucid. So I had this dream, and I wake up from the dream, and I'm in my room. I'm in my bed like I'm supposed to be. I wake up and I look around, and there's just like shit, like in different places where it shouldn't be, right? So like I have this little desk where I do my work at. It's like on the other side of the room, and like my dresser's not there, and like my TV was gone, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, dude, what the hell happened to all my shit? And I remember like going outside into the hallway and like walking around the house. It looks normal, but then like shit's like in different places and stuff. So I start kind of freaking out in my dream, right? Because I'm like, what is going on? And it feels hella real. And that continued for like a good like 10 minutes until I literally started freaking out, dude, in my dream. I was freaking out because I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I actually woke up.
Oh.
And when I actually woke up, I felt super weird, man, because I was like, whoa, was that like my consciousness in some of like one of these alternate realities?
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? And yeah, that tripped me out. That made me feel so weird that I had to go take a shower to like get my mind off of it, dude. I felt
That's actually
weird.
the best advice I would give anybody. Like, I haven't had that experience, but I've had like sleep paralysis where like your mind is awake but your body's asleep, and you're just trying to like wiggle a toe or scream or something just to get your whole body to wake up. And the best way, like if you still are sleeping, or if you're like it's in the middle of the night and you want to go back to sleep, you take a cold shower or you take a shower to kind of just like shake it off. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's it was hard to shake. That got me thinking, what if this shit is true, bro? Like, what if we're in some weird ass alternate dimension? Like, dude, things are ridiculous right now. Like, ridiculous. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, 2020 has been probably the most, like, if this was like a movie, this is like picture of the year. You know what I mean? Like, this is winning all the Academy Awards right now.
I don't know how it can get any crazier, but I feel like it's going to, like.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We're barely officially halfway through the year, and we've already, like, Kobe died this year. People forgot about that.
That was just the kickstart.
That was just like the beginning. He died before like all this crazy shit happened.
I think Kobe's death like kickstarted some weird dimension.
There was like some stuff before that though. I remember it wasn't like the first like bad news of the year, but it was definitely the one that really hurt everybody the most.
That happened in January? Or was it? No, it was February.
I think it was February.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
And it was all downhill from there.
Straight up, man. Yeah, it's been a weird year, man. And we're not even, this is just the beginning, I feel. They were making fun of like the guy that predicted the 2012 thing. Like maybe he was dyslexic. That's it's 2021.
and then here's another crazy thing that I read, which is probably bullshit, but I'm gonna entertain it because why the fuck not? So apparently they're saying there was some king in the Middle Ages who, for whatever reason, wanted to kind of like eliminate 8 years from history because
8 years.
Yeah, like 8 years.
Oh,
in the past. I don't know the reason. I forget why. I gotta like go back and read it. But like supposedly some king in the Middle Ages like erased 8 years from like the timeline.
Oh, okay.
So like technically, if that's true,
this would be
2012.
2012. Oh, I see.
Which is nuts, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be people that like are just gonna keep putting shit out there, and eventually it'll stick. It's like, what's that saying? Like, a broken clock is right twice a day. So
That's true.
it's like, eventually one of these things will stick, and then people will start, thinking about it. But I will say that, man, the internet has definitely, allowed this to be possible. These type of like connections and theories and information overload. And sometimes it's a little bit too much, man. Like, I feel like
It's too much.
we're
man.
so plugged into the internet, man. And I kind of wish that it would just go down for like a day or two just to see how people would like react.
Man, like the first few days of all these riots were kind of exciting because there was so much content and like, when you go online and you see like a crazy video or something, it gives you that dopamine rush, because it gets you all riled up. It gets you excited. You want to share it.
Yeah.
And you get that little dopamine kick. So the first few days was like, oh yeah, give me more content. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is amazing. But then, man, it's like almost like I feel like I'm on a bender right now or something.
Yeah.
It's overload.
Every day there's a new video clip of someone getting hurt or something happening, something crazy. And honestly, I think it's just like getting to the point where it's like I'm starting to get desensitized to it. Like, I'm just expecting it at this point.
Yeah, like what? I don't think anything could surprise us anymore at this point. They could literally be like, whoa, man, there could be like a meteor about to hit Earth, and I'd be like, makes sense.
That makes sense, man. This is what do they call it? Like the season finale.
It's a Black Mirror episode. Shit, man.
Hopefully we're still in your weird dream, and then you wake up, and then everything's back to normal.
See, but that's what trips me out because it felt so real that it was like, what is reality anyways? Like, what is consciousness? You know what I mean? How do we even know we're not in a simulation right now?
Exactly. We don't until someone pulls the plug, which I'm excited for.
Here's what I think is going to happen.
What's up?
Here's my prediction.
Let's hear it.
I think these cops are going to get off, like not guilty.
The ones that, the one that killed George Floyd?
All of them. I have a weird feeling.
Was it 4 of them?
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
Okay.
I have a weird feeling that like some controversial decision, they're going to get off, and the country is just going to lose its shit, dude. It's going to get real bad.
That's actually what I wanted to talk about that because no one really knows who he is, George Floyd. And I was like really interested in like what happened. And I started watching a series on Netflix called Trial by Media.
I've seen it. I've never clicked on it.
Oh, okay. So, it talks about just like really big cases in the United States that were covered like extensively by the media and how that might have persuaded the decision to go one way or another. And there was a case that really bothered me, and it was this black immigrant from Africa, and he was just trying to get into his apartment in New York, and 4 cops that were like they weren't wearing their uniforms, they were just in an unmarked car. They thought that he was reaching for a gun when he was just trying to reach for his like keys or whatever, and they shot him 41 times, and he
41 times,
and he died.
Jesus Christ!
His name was Amadou, and it's on Netflix. You can watch. It's like the 3rd episode, and 41 times. That's what everybody talked about. There was protests. There was everything that we're seeing right now. Al Sharpton was there, and I'm just like, yo, this is like eerily familiar to like what's happening right now.
Right, but nothing changed when they did all that.
And they finally get to the trial. They find out that they can't do it in New York City because it's too biased, even though that's where the crime took place. So they moved it to Albany, which is like 100 like miles away. And it was just like a jury full of like white people. And they played to the cops' emotions, the emotions on the cops. Like, and this was all on court TV. So everybody was watching this, and they saw that the cops were like crying, and they regretted what they did, and they got off the hook.
Wow.
Even though he got shot 41 times. He didn't even have a gun on him. He didn't have drugs on him. He didn't do anything. But they were too busy focusing on Like leading up to the trial, they were too busy focusing on what the cops did, and not necessarily about who the man was that got killed. Nobody knows who he was, and I feel like the same thing with George Floyd. Like no one really knows who he is, and now like information's starting to get out. Like, oh, he was on drugs, and he had a criminal record, and now, like you mentioned, I could see this totally swinging the other way, and saying, hey man, he was resisting arrest. And we did what we did. It was a legal like knee maneuver, and he just happened to die because he had COVID. Because they're saying that he had COVID.
What? No way.
Yeah, he had COVID.
George Floyd.
Yeah.
When he died, he had COVID.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So now they're like that.
What does that have to do with anything, though?
It has nothing to do with the whole thing. But again, that's just like the more information that they dig out, the more they start to build a case against George Floyd.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of random stuff. People are saying he like beat a woman or something like that,
like a pregnant woman.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, okay, here's the thing.
What does that have to do with him getting killed?
What does that have to do with anything?
Exactly.
Who cares? It doesn't matter what the hell he did in his past. The fact of the matter is that dude still killed him.
Right.
I don't know if this one's gonna slide like that though, man. Because
you'll be surprised, man.
No, I don't think any other situation like this has ever gotten national, like a national uprising like this. I don't think this has ever happened in U.S. history, except for maybe the civil rights movement.
The Ferguson thing.
No, dude, not even.
I mean, it's not the first time something like injustice has happened in this country. Like,
no, I mean like people rioting, all over the place.
It's happened. It's happened a lot of times in history, man. I'm trying to finish up Mad Men before it expires on Netflix, and there was like an episode, and this is 1968, by the way, and it was like Chicago, and they started like rioting and doing basically what's happening right now, because this is back when like the U.S. was in Vietnam, and they're like in war, and everybody was against the war. And I'm like, yo, and it was like videos of like cops like beating people. And this is back in 68, bro. I'm like, yo, this keeps just happening. And then, for the funeral for George Floyd, Al Sharpton was there, and he was like speaking up and saying the same shit that I heard him say in 1999, bro. It's like the same things keep happening, and these people keep getting off the hook. And it's just like, man, dude, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like it's like not going to change. I mean, I hope that the cops get like, they go to prison or whatever, but I would not be surprised if it goes the other way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, I don't think it's gotten this bad in U.S. history with anything. Like even with like the Vietnam Wars, yeah, they were protesting peacefully or whatever. Maybe some people got beat up, but dude, it wasn't like riots in the streets on every city. Every city in the nation is like rioting, and they're lighting buildings on fire and stuff. Like it's a whole different level of crazy. Plus, they're doing it in London. They're doing it in Paris now.
Yeah. Amsterdam, like you said.
It's kind of like I don't even think it's about George Floyd anymore.
It's like Australia, New Zealand. Like, dude, it's everywhere now.
I don't know about Australia, because I was actually talking to a dude that lives in Australia last night.
I think it was New Zealand then.
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, I don't even think it's about George Floyd. I think that he's just like the match that lit the fire. Yeah. But I think what it's really about is that people are just pissed off at the system, at like the hierarchy of course, power, Yeah. Because it's not just happening here; it's happening globally. It's happening in Hong Kong and shit. The leaders of this world are kind of like losing control of the people now because of the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now like we're actually seeing things from like a transparent eye. We're not seeing it the way it used to be. Like back then, think about how we got the news. It was through newspaper, through radio, through television. There was a delay between the event and getting it out distribution. But now it's instant. It's literally because of the internet. It's instant. We see injustice. Someone has their phone out. It's literally your whole life can be ruined in the next. Like the chainsaw guy. That guy's life got ruined in like an hour. Like they found his business on Google. They started talking how like he's got a bunch of negative stars, reviews.
I saw they doxed him.
They doxed him. Like they found his Facebook. He's into Clamato apparently. Like, dude, this is within like a couple like hours of this event happening.
Yeah, same thing with the chick, the social media chick, that was pretending to like board up a building or whatever just to take a picture.
Oh, did they find her?
Oh, dude, they doxed the shit out of her. Yeah, her life is ruined.
That was terrible.
But here's the thing. So it's not even that we're consuming the events before they even hit the media, but also before in the past, prior to like this level of the internet, you would consume your news through, like CNN or Fox or whatever news channel you're watching, and they'd always spin it a certain way with a certain narrative.
Of course.
But now we're getting like the raw, uncut footage.
Right.
And people are pretty much allowed to form their own opinions off of that,
Yeah, because I mean, it's so crazy that we're still seeing so much bias on TV. Like we're only seeing one side of the story, like almost all the time, man. And it's just like people that are not relying on the television anymore to get their news are starting to see that a lot of this stuff is like fake. Like sometimes like a couple of news, like stations will have the same script, in like different states and stuff. It's like still the same script for all these like stations. I'm like, whoa, that's really disturbing.
Yeah. And an interesting point that a lot of people were making on Reddit while I was like looking through threads last night, is that they're really trying to divide us right now. They want it to just be black and white, like either you're Democrat or you're
on
Republican.
the right, you're on the left.
Yeah. So they're trying super hard to divide the nation into like these two groups, even though most people don't really fall into one specific category.
Yeah, both sides are too extreme. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's funny because I saw like this cartoon. It was like one of those memes or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But it made a lot of sense. It was it's this king sitting, from his like tower or whatever with like his advisor, and then there's just like a sea of people like rioting, and a bunch of them have torches, and a bunch of them have what are those pitchforks or whatever. And so like the caption was, see, you don't need to fight them, you just need to convince the pitchfork people that the torch people want to take away their pitchforks, and just basically pit them against each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which I think that's what's happening right now. So, even me, like I watch video. Like I remember I watched that video with all the hillbillies or the rednecks or whatever with like the guns, and my automatic thought was like, oh, they're racist. Like they're against us. But then they weren't even. Yeah. They were like on our side, kind of.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I mean, for sure, man. I think the winners in this are the people in power, because this is like a huge distraction from like the actual problems and stuff.
And it's crazy because we really don't have much of a choice. We either get the creepy pedophile guy, Joe Biden.
Oh, Joe Biden, Jesus Christ,
who's like such a creep, or Donald Trump, who's like out of his mind.
I mean, it's bad when you had to put up a fence around the White House.
Oh yeah, but it's like, dude,
they're both bad choices, man. Like, I don't want either one of them. Can we just have like a third option?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're telling me in this whole country, there's not one dude.
This is the best we can do.
Seriously, like there's so many times when I see people in the media or like even celebrities that are just like hell of intelligent and like actually have good opinions on everything.
Kanye West 2020, let's go.
No, bro.
No, I'm kidding, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, where I'm like, damn, what if they just made this guy the president? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plam Chowder.
Fuck with our content? Support this podcast with a small monthly donation to help sustain future episodes. We appreciate it, you fucking simps.
And we're back.
We're back, you. You fucking simps.
Oh God. Yeah, we appreciate our White Claws.
Man, yeah, I was always inspired by David Cho's podcast, like DVD ASA. He would pretty much do a lot of like stuff like that. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that podcast, and you can't find it online anymore because they scraped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got rid of like every single episode because he got in a lot of trouble.
Oh, damn.
But
hopefully we can get to that level. This goes unfiltered. You know, we don't really like to be PC around here. Which brings me to my next topic. I was going to talk about Epstein, but I want to talk about this because it's really bothering me. It's like social media. You know, everybody on Tuesday posted a black square on Instagram. And I don't know, man. How do you feel about this whole like social media? Like everyone's kind of just like doing their little part, but they're not really. I feel like it's coming off really phony, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I did it because I was, you know, I'm down with it. You know, I get it. But having said that, I'm in like group chats with a lot of people where they straight up were like, I don't give a shit about this movement. I'm just gonna post it so people don't think I'm racist, you know. And that's not, you know, that's not the point. So I feel like a ton of people just kind of did it so they don't get labeled like a racist or, you know, but they don't really give a shit about any change or any type of movement. So I definitely think that if you really care, like you got to do something else. Like you got to like either like you got to show up to a protest. You got to educate people. Even just like
Having a conversation.
Like even like look at yourself and like realize like, damn, even I do a lot of stuff that's like really fucked up and like can be like sort of racist, you know.
I think the worst thing you can do is just be silent. I think that's the whole point of this, is like not to sit on the sidelines.
Yeah, I've also noticed that a lot of people have just been like super quiet through all this.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, okay, like we know what you're thinking. We know what side you're on. But that's the thing though. It's like we shouldn't be creating sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's either you're on this side or that side.
You're either with it or you're against it. You're either racist or you like black people.
Exactly.
And it's just like, it shouldn't be that way. And like you said earlier, it's like, you know, they want to divide us.
It's working.
It is working. And, you know, you're starting to see all these companies start to chime in. You know, you had Lego said, we're going to donate $4 million. And not only are we going to donate $4 million to the cause, but we're also going to pull all of our Lego sets that have like cops on them and have to do with the law.
I like how they pulled a donut shop too, that it had nothing to do with police.
No way, dude.
I swear it was on that list.
Really? A
Yeah.
donut shop?
It was a donut shop.
Oh, all
Had
right, dude.
nothing-
I fuck with Legos now.
It was just like a jab at them. It has like nothing to do with police. It's just a donut shop, but they pulled it still.
Oh man, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So Legos, whoever's on that marketing team, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And I was telling you earlier, like we're anticipating Sony announcing the PS5. It was delayed this week. It was supposed to be announced this week, but you know, they wanted to let somebody else have a voice, and they wanted to step away, you know, to not distract people from what's actually happening in the world. And there was a lot of people in the comments saying like, man, I'm going to switch to Xbox now. Like, don't get political, Sony. Like, this is not the time to do this. Like, we're trying to use video games as an escape from all this because we don't want to be caught up in it.
I kind of agree with the sentiment, even though I appreciate Sony speaking up or whatever. But dude, this happens every time some controversial issue happens. I get a million emails from like every company I use or subscribe to talking about the CEO's feelings towards the
I
issue.
had Chipotle email me.
Yeah, dude, it's like I don't care.
Like Chipotle, bro.
I'm not gonna stop eating your burritos because of how you feel. I don't even care. Like, don't tell me anything.
Yeah.
You know, now you're just ostracizing the people that don't feel the same way. Now that maybe they won't eat your burritos, because everybody's allowed to have an opinion. Not everybody has to be on this side. That's the whole point of this country. Is like, you don't have to agree with this. You can disagree with it. But these companies are just like, oh, well, we better say something or people are going to stop buying our shit. When it's like, you really just didn't have to say anything at all. Could have just kept doing your thing.
But the problem is one company does it and then everybody feels like they have to do it. It's the same thing with a black square on Instagram. You see one of your friends do it, then you go on your feed and your whole feed is the black square. Oh, now if I don't do it, then I am a racist. So companies are doing the same fucking thing. It's like once one company speaks up, all these other ones are going to follow suit. And it's the same thing that happens with Pride every fucking year. All these companies change their logo to like the Pride flag. And it's just like, yo, half you companies are like, you guys are fake, bro. You guys are just doing it because it's PC.
Yeah.
And I feel like the intention is lost. And I feel like it comes off like being super phony. And that's why like I refuse to partake in any of it, man. Like I don't want to like it's just, if I'm not feeling 100% authentic about it, then I won't do it. It's just you have to be yourself, man.
Right.
And like if you do it later, then it's like, oh, you're only doing it because everybody else is doing it. It's like, what the hell, man?
It's like, look, if you don't have a dog in the race, just stay out of the race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now you're starting to see like who can donate the most money. You know what I mean? It's like Nike donated like 40 million, Jordan donated 100 million, The Weeknd donated like $500,000. Like everyone's just like, you know, oh, who can donate the most money and stuff. And that's great. You know, the people that have that money to do that, that's awesome. And I feel like this is the time where like corporations need to like step in and start to, because like I honestly feel a little bit powerless, man. Like I don't feel like I can go out and protest and I'm making a difference, bro. It's honestly where we're gonna see change is like in legislation and like people that have like power and money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But however, I think, see, that's the problem, because you feel like you have no power. But when there's a million people that feel like they have no power and they're all out in the streets causing chaos. And by the way, so the whole like chaos and the looting and all that, we actually had a discussion about this. This is an unpopular opinion, but I'm down with it. I support it. And not because it's right, not because people should be burning down, you know, stores or looting or whatever, but at the same time, they've tried the other methods. Nothing worked. So maybe the only thing that's actually going to get anything done
is to send a message.
Yeah, man. And it's. I don't think there's ever been like a revolution that happened without chaos and violence and like all this craziness. You kind of have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly think like people have tried to do it peacefully and it's not working. And now it's like, this is where you need to use force. You know what I mean? Because it's been used against us this whole time.
Right.
It's time to like,
but
hit back.
Yeah, and kind of like switching gears here, man. Like, I don't know about you, but I kind of stopped checking Instagram within like the last day or two, because every time I check it, it's just craziness and craziness and craziness, and it just I think it really messes with your mind. It kind of like mentally fatigues you, because you're just being overwhelmed with headlines and videos, and like, I don't know, man. It kind of like starts making you feel like, damn, has the world really just gone to shit? Like, what's going on out here, you know? Just want to have a normal day. I'm
using Instagram less and less every day. Blackout Tuesday was great. I don't post on Instagram anymore, so I don't really use it as a outlet to express myself or anything like that. But for me, like, Twitter is starting to feel like that, like the way you're going through it. It's like, dude, I can't really hop on Twitter right now because it's just toxic city. And I get it, like, people are trying to get their message out, and that's beautiful. But then the problem isn't them, the problem is the people replying. And it's just like, you start to realize, like, this is why shit is the way it is, man. Because there's people that feel strongly against this whole Black Lives Matter movement, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, that's brave of you to be out in the open, just like saying shit like that.
No, yeah, and it's in the comment threads where it really goes down.
Yeah, man.
And dude, reading these comment threads are exhausting, man, because it just feels like it's the same argument over and over and over, and it's like a bunch. It frustrates me because I see a lot of people saying a ton of stuff that's just like dismissing it.
Yeah.
and you can, in my head, I'm like, damn, like this is probably some privileged ass dude typing this shit, and it's
100%.
super annoying. Like you're just dismissing all this. Like you've never gone through any struggle. Like you have no idea what it's like to live in the hood or whatever, you know. And you know, you're thinking at too high of a level where it's like, oh, if you really want to do something, you would write to your mayor and blah blah blah. It's like,
Oh my god.
it's like, bro, no, like
That's not.
like these people.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just read a lot of stuff like that, and that makes me mad because they're just so disconnected from the
Yeah,
reality.
you're living in a bubble, man.
Right. So I had to stop reading comment threads yesterday. And unfortunately, that led to me reading conspiracy threads,
Oh, Jesus.
which wasn't better. But Epstein, man.
Dude. So I'm sure we all do this. We go on Netflix, we see a series, we're like, oh, this looks kind of like, I'm not gonna watch it yet, but I know of it, and I kept seeing this Epstein thing. And what do you know about Epstein?
So all that stuff in that documentary, I actually knew about.
Oh, so you know a lot about him.
I knew all that stuff prior to the documentary because when when it first happened, it was all over Reddit, and I would follow these threads, and then I would read the articles, and I didn't know shit about him before that, right? When he got arrested or whatever. And then I started learning, like, what the heck? Like, damn, this dude had like an island, like a pedophile island. He, like, all that stuff he did, like grooming the chicks that were like hella young. And he had dirt on everybody, right? So like, I'm like learning all this stuff after he got arrested, and then he gets killed. He did not commit suicide.
He gets killed.
He gets killed, and all the evidence is gone. The surveillance videos are gone. The guards were like asleep, and bro, it's like they did a really good job of sweeping that under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and then it just so happens, all this stuff, all these, the pandemic, and you know, all these riots, whatever, like all this crazy stuff starts happening directly after that happens. And that kind of makes me think, like, damn, that dude must have had hella dirt on like everybody. To the point where if he would have gone to court and testified,
dude, it would have been a wrap,
bro. Like,
it would have been a wrap, bro.
It would have like collapsed the global system. Because all these, like, think about it, man. Like,
He had a little black book,
yeah,
and he had everybody in it. So, like, for the people that don't know who he is, I mean, just watch the documentary on Netflix. I didn't know who he was. I know the name. I know that, like, he got arrested and he got, you know, he hung himself, whatever. And then I started watching the doc. I'm like, all right, let me know who this guy was. Nobody knows who he was or how he got money. He's like the Great Gatsby kind of person, but you know, he just was. There's photos of him with like Bill Clinton and like you know, Prince Albert and like all these like really powerful people in the world. And then that he was, you know, paying girls to give him a massage for $200 in Florida, but they were underage. And then he would tell them, if you bring a friend, I'll give you $200 just for introducing me. And he just basically ran a pyramid scheme. And then he had an island where he would fly people out. And like people that worked on the island said, like, yeah, I've seen Bill Clinton. Yeah, I've seen Prince Albert. And yeah, I've seen all these underage girls like walking around and stuff. And it's just like, damn, bro. And like at first you start to like feel like, man, this guy's a fucking like pedophile, and like, fuck this guy. You know, I hope he like, I'm glad he's dead. But then I started to realize like, yo, man, maybe he was working undercover, man. Maybe he was trying to get dirt on everybody, and he was trying to like expose these people. And then when he, you know, eventually shit got caught up with him, but maybe he was the messenger. Maybe there was more people that he was trying to like bring down with him, and he didn't get the chance to do that because he was killed.
Nah, man, and it kind of goes to show you how powerful these fools are. Like all these people, like let's just say, let's feed into the conspiracy where they killed him, right?
Yeah,
bro. Like these people are so powerful that they realize, damn, this dude's got dirt on us. Like there's no laws that exist that are going to stop us. Like, this dude's going to die. We're going to kill him one way or another. Because if he takes all these people down, the system collapses.
Yeah.
And then when you really think about it, what happens then, bro? Like, what happens if the system collapses?
Yeah. What if you found out that our president of the United States was like raping, 12-year-olds?
I mean, not only that, but like everybody.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, that's just an example. But then, like, you find out, like, everybody, all these people in power are doing it. What would you do? Like, how do you?
Yeah, what do you do?
It would break your brain. You would be like, what?
Well, and it's like, well, now what?
Well, now what? Exactly.
Like, I'm like, who's gonna run this shit?
Yeah.
man?
So what do we do now? You know what I mean? And dude, that shit's crazy. And it's crazy because like they brought all these charges against him like 10 years ago, but he got off like scot free. Like he didn't get in trouble for any of it. And it's just like, that's how powerful he was, man. He was able to like bargain a deal with like the FBI and shit, which makes me realize like maybe he was working for like the CIA or something. You know what I mean? Maybe he was trying to get dirt on like all these political powers, and that's probably why he didn't get in trouble the first time. But then like the second time around, it was just too much because the whole Me Too movement started, and there was no way they were going to let him walk that time. Or maybe he just crossed the wrong person. I don't know. This shit's crazy.
It's just really starting to feel like the curtains being lifted
Yeah.
from what's really going on, and people are actually starting to realize it and see it on like a mass level or a mass scale.
Yeah.
And it's sort of scary because let's say this shit continues. Okay, we overthrow the government. Then what, dude? Like, what do we make up like a new system? You know what I mean? Like, but
So, yeah, something's gonna happen because everything's going in a certain direction. You know what I mean? Like eventually something's gonna pop off.
and then that also kind of makes me think like, damn, am I just like a sheep that's comfortable being a sheep? Because, you kind of just want to go through your life and do your thing, make your money, buy your house, like whatever, just like leave me alone. That's the system. But if it all collapses, okay, cool. Like we took over the system, but like now what the fuck do we do? And that's the scary part about it, because you start realizing, damn, I am kind of just like a cog in the wheel. And no matter what, even if I don't like it, you kind of have to be, because if this machine stops working, then what? Do you build a new machine? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, I think that's why a lot of people sit on the sidelines, because they're comfortable. They've thought they have life figured out. They're like, all right, cool. Go to school, get a job, buy a house, get married, have a family, and then wrap it up, But
wrap it up and die.
wrap it up, and then, but now it's like, wait, I don't want to know what was going. Like, I'm just gonna like just continue doing my thing. Like, I don't want to get involved.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it. I definitely would like to see the system changed, but I think we need actual leaders who know what the fuck they're doing, because I think most people don't, and I have no idea what happens after this.
Well, I mean, my biggest question is like, we're clearly getting provoked by, like the law enforcement and government. Like, they're provoking us. You know what I mean? They're giving us exactly what they want. You know what I mean? Like, you go to these, like, I've been seeing videos of like bricks being laid out. Like, where do these bricks come from? And I feel like they want to provoke us. They want us to get unwily, so then they can impose something on us. You know what I mean? Well, look, we can't let you guys be free because you guys are fucking savages when there's no rules. So we're going to impose this and we're going to impose that. And that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. I remember learning some shit like this. Plato had his idea. There was like 3 different types of societies that he described. And I'm not going to get too into it, but if anybody out there wants to research it, I think it's like Plato's Utopia. It's like super interesting, and it kind of like has to deal with everything that's going on right now at this moment. So definitely encourage everybody to go.
Was that like the cave and the fire? Or?
No. Eudaimonia is what it was. Plato's eudaimonia. Basically, it describes like why society is like how it is with like the rulers and the people and like whatever. Definitely go check it out. I had this old ass dude teach it to us at LMC.
Oh, that's cool.
And this dude, I swear, this old guy, he was a history teacher. He used to like be all about like the movement in the 60s. I think that dude did like a ton of drugs and stuff.
LSD and
Yeah, he was super smart, but and like always so intense though. He was so intense when he's
wait, was he like a philosophy teacher?
No, he was a history teacher.
Oh, history.
But I never forgot that guy because his lessons, he would literally be standing there and just be like mad dogging everybody in the class, just like staring everybody down, like hell pissed off, dude.
Man, where was I? I wanted to take this guy's class. Shit.
Yeah, man. He'd always be like, "Do you guys know what society is?" And like, it's like, bro,
Yo, chill, man. I'm just trying to get my credit so I can get the fuck out of this.
it's like 9 a.m. on a Tuesday, dog. You're making me like trip out right now, man. But learned a lot in that guy's class, so hopefully that dude's still alive.
Plam Chowder.
And we're back.
We are back, man. I've always wondered. So, like, on Joe Rogan's podcast, right? He always has guests. I've always wondered, do they drive there? Because that dude gets them fucked up.
Oh,
man.
he gets them faded?
He gets people faded, bro, which kind of makes sense because it's a podcast format. So, like, I'm wondering, like, does he pay for their Ubers? Do they just drive back home hella hammered? Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they got a system worked out.
man, it would be literally awesome to just be able, like, if this was a full-time job and you do it like once or twice a week and meet cool ass people and just get hammered with them. Maybe do a little cocaine, maybe smoke a little weed, whatever, man. Like whatever floats your boat.
Whatever makes you feel comfortable at home.
But I want to see if we can conference Andrew in because Andrew's a fucking character.
Yeah, we have a good buddy of ours who's very interesting, very polarizing character, and he'd be great for this Plam Chowder podcast and what it represents. We'll see if he gets back to us, and maybe we'll call him in later on in the show.
By the way, now you got me all freaked out about this corona because so I got invited to a 30th birthday later on, and I'm sure there's gonna be like a bunch of people there.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
Which it was your birthday last week. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, man.
How do you feel?
I feel the same.
You feel the same, right?
I feel the same, bro.
I don't know why everyone freaks out when they turn 30. Like, oh my God, I'm old. I'm like, yo, I feel like I'm fucking 19 right now, bro.
Yeah, I feel like I caught a second wind, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I was actually talking to that with one of my coworkers, and I'm like, dude, being 30 is awesome because you're just making money and chilling and doing shit like this, you know? I'm not so worried about the party lifestyle anymore and like all that because, dude, I went all out in my 20s. You know, I got it all out of the way, and I'm still down to party, but it's not anything that I missed out on or anything like that, you know. So now it's just getting money and making podcasts.
You know what's the saying? It's like time is wasted on the youth. You know, because like when you're a kid, you have the time and the energy, but you have no money. And then when you get older, you have the energy, but you have no time. And then when you get older, you have all the time in the world, you have all the money, but you got no energy.
Yeah, and that was my main reason for traveling so much in my 20s. Just because, dude, it's like I don't want to be...
Yeah, you're not going to get that back.
Yeah, man, I don't want to be an old fucking dude traveling to Thailand or whatever when I'm like...
Wearing their Birkenstocks.
in my 60s. Dude, like, it's not the same, man.
Who the fuck wants to be that guy?
Right.
Can you hold my picture? Or hold my camera when I take this photo?
Bro, and so many people said that to me. They're like, oh, well, you're an idiot because you're going to go broke traveling. And
go broke traveling.
I did go broke.
That's what I'm saying. Like
more than twice.
Like, do it. I did it too, man.
I went into debt.
Bro, I went into debt traveling. I don't regret that shit. You think I regret threesomes? No.
I don't care at all, man, because I did that while I was young, and it was a blast. And then like also like that's gonna carry on into your whole life now.
Exactly.
But I've had so many people that were like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna wait till I retire, and then you know I could travel." That was perfect. And it's like, well, I could travel the world when I'm retired. And it's like, yeah, dude, but you're gonna be old as shit with no energy. You're not
You're
gonna
gonna have bad knees.
Yeah, you think you're gonna be want to be at a club in Barcelona at like 4 a.m.
Tripping balls.
like railing cocaine lines off the fucking bathroom counter while you're like 60 years old? No way, man.
Oh man, yeah. And like I remember like going to hostels, and you would see every now and then I would see like an older gentleman.
No, really?
Not all right. When I said older, I mean like probably in their late 30s, early 40s. Nothing.
Okay.
I never saw like an old person at a hostel, but I did see people like, oh, aren't you a little bit past your prime to be, you know,
You're a little tender.
like, bro, you're my bunkmate. You got the top bunk. What are you doing with your life? You know, like, what's going on over here, buddy?
At that point, it's like not cool anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, bro, stay in a real hotel.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But imagine having like some saggy ass balls being 16, and then you roll up to a hostel, like a $28 a night hostel, surrounded by 20-year-olds. That's just creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy. And I'm sure like you're fun and you have a bunch of knowledge, and I'm sure you could hang with those people, but at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, you're just a creepy old fucking guy.
Right. But nah, man, like I said, I feel hella young still. Things are actually going well, like money's coming in, like I'm definitely not done traveling at all. I want to continue this for as long as possible.
Yeah, let's talk about something positive, because I'm tired of this fucking doom and gloom.
Me too.
What are your plans once this COVID thing is over?
Oh, bro, I feel like I make plans like every week. I've been getting the itch to leave the country super bad, because I don't think in the past 5 years, I don't think I've been in the U.S. this long. I don't think I've been in the U.S. this long without like leaving the country or taking like a trip, like a big trip or something. So my plans were, first of all, my manager, he said, now that we kind of have realized that everybody can work from home and still be productive and whatnot, he's like, I encourage you guys to live in different countries. Yeah, he said he's like, I don't care where you live. You can move to fucking, Argentina or Colombia or whatever. Like, he's like, I don't care.
Hell yeah.
As long as you can deal with the time zone and get your work done. Which I'm like, dude, that's awesome, because that's what I've wanted. That was like my dream forever, you know? So my plan originally was in July to go to Jalisco and stay at the house we have down there.
Ooh, Jalisco. Man, I want to go so bad.
And use it as like an office, just because I love, where we're from so much. Shit's kind of looking a little grimy though, so I don't know if that's gonna pan out in Mexico.
Yeah, I think you're pretty optimistic for saying July. I think that we're still far from being able to travel and stuff, but
yeah, it's just kind of a pipe idea or whatever, a pipe dream or whatever. But anyway, so like as soon as this shit's over, I just want to take a trip, and in like I think South America is where I'm going.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Argentina, Colombia, Brazil.
Colombia for
Colombia?
sure. 100%. I want to go to Colombia.
Yeah, when I was in Europe and I was backpacking, I met somebody that had gone to South America, and he said, he didn't even let me finish my sentence. He's like, Colombia. And I was like, and he had a Colombia jersey on, and he was not from Colombia, bro. Like, this guy became a Colombian out there. I'm like, yo, that sounds like it's popping out there.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stories. Like my cousin Martin. Do you remember at my sister's
Martin? Yeah. Oh yeah, I know Martin.
My sister's graduation, he he showed up with like some super long hair on like a motorcycle, just like with a smile on his face. He's like, yeah, man, I just got back from a month in Colombia.
Yeah.
He just looked like he was like on top of the world. So, seems like an awesome place.
Yeah, I've been, dude. South America is like my next stop. I want to go to Machu Picchu really bad.
Yeah.
And then just for football's sake, I gotta go to Argentina because no one lives football more passionately than people from Argentina. They have such a huge passion for the game that I have to go there.
Yeah, I feel it.
Like it's ridiculous. Like that the capital of Argentina has, I want to say, over 27 like professional clubs, like just in that city.
Goddamn.
You know what I mean? It's pretty gnarly. So like I gotta pay my respects out there. I mean they're the only country that was like stopped like a final from happening because the opposing fans threw like shit at the bus, and some of the players got hurt and they couldn't play, so they had to postpone the final. Like that's how crazy it is out there.
They get wild, man. And I appreciate that. And honestly, as soon as the travel bans are lifted and kind of things are open and things settle down again, I'm out of here, bro.
See ya.
First flight out
See
out of
ya.
here. Out of here. Man, I see so many people that just never have left the country, man. They go take a trip to, I don't know, like Miami, which I guess is still kind of cool, but
Miami,
or like, oh, we're going to Arizona to Lake Havasu to chill on a boat. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Leave the country.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Disneyland.
Yeah. Leave the goddamn country. Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I've never really bothered to explore like the United States because I've always wanted to be outside the country. And like, I've done a few trips in the States, but I've always wanted to be outside of this culture and outside this realm because like people don't realize, but the way we live in the United States is not the way people live everywhere else. I don't know if that like a lot of people don't realize that, but when you go to a different country, it's like, oh man, this is a breath of fresh air.
People are afraid to see like the weirdness of the world. They want something that's kind of similar to how they live, that's still a little weird, but just different enough to feel like they're getting outside their boundaries. So like every trip I've ever done in the U.S. has been fun. Like I've been to like Texas and we went to Portland and like all these places. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's still the U.S.
Yeah.
It's not that different.
Yeah.
It's not like going to Tokyo and everything you see blows your mind because it's just they do things so differently. And then you realize like, damn, they actually do it way better than us.
Yeah.
Like this place makes the U.S. looks like makes the U.S. look like a shithole.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate it because that's an experience that you can't get by just staying in the country.
Right.
And and you got a U.S. passport. You have no excuse to not travel the world because you can pretty much go anywhere without.
Yeah,
a US
you're not
passport.
a fucking commie. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not like they're gonna say no, you can't go here.
Right. And yeah, man. So leave the country and
Leave the country. I mean, right now you can book a flight. Not saying that you should leave this year, but you can book a flight in advance. For 2021 for stupid cheap, and you can go and have a completely different experience. And I'm pretty sure you would appreciate being in a different area than where you are now.
And also, dude, like, don't book one of those guided tours for the whole way.
Don't go on a fucking cruise.
Like
Don't go on a cruise.
Don't go the safe route.
Yeah.
Stay at some sketchy hostel. Who cares? Stay in like the shitty part of town. Stay. Do something that like kind of scares you a little bit. Maybe get kidnapped. Maybe get held for ransom. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's
maybe get robbed by the cops. That happened to me. I'm very excited. But go on.
Yeah, because at the moment, sure, it might be a little scary. Like in Russia, 10 minutes after I landed in Moscow, I thought I was going to get kidnapped. I got into the wrong Uber, and the dude didn't speak any English, and he just kept driving, and I had no idea where the fuck I was going. He locked all the doors. Like,
Oh man,
it was a really scary experience at the time.
you grow from those experiences, though. You know.
Right, but after it's like, oh, that was, it's a funny story.
Yeah.
And, now I'm not afraid to go to Russia and get into some awkward shit. It's fine.
And that's the beauty of it. It's like people don't want to be vulnerable because when they do, they're scared. Because they're not in control. But that's that's the only way you can grow as a person. I've been in sketchy situations before. I've taken leaps of faith, but it's not about doing it. It's about your intentions behind it. Like if you go in there looking for like a good experience, or you just want to have fun, or whatever the case may be, you're gonna be okay. Like as long as you just take that first step, and that's just to do it.
You just gotta do it. And yeah, don't get me wrong, there's been many times while traveling where I'm like, oh fuck, like I might be stuck here and I might not be able to get home, like because something went wrong or whatever. So many times like that, but it really makes you grow as a person because number one, you're on your own. No one's there to help you. You literally got to figure that shit out. And number two, you're in like this weird country where nothing makes sense. So you have to rely on all your basic instincts.
Yeah.
And literally pull yourself out of whatever weird, crazy situation you're in. And that is priceless, man. That is priceless.
Yeah, like getting off of the plane and figuring out what do I do now? Like how do I get from the airport to like my place where I'm going to stay at?
Exactly. And that's actually also part of the fun.
That's part of like the experience.
In Barcelona, when I first landed in Barcelona, it was like 11 p.m. when the plane landed. And it was like an hour to the center of the city where I was supposed to meet Drew. And I didn't know if like the subways were running or what. And like, I literally couldn't figure it out. I had to ask a ton of people, like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I get here? And that's another thing I love is you can't rely on like Google Maps all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you literally just got to talk to people.
Yeah, you got to talk to people
and wing it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just hope that they didn't give you bad information.
Yeah.
And then so I remember getting to this train state or like this subway station where I had to transfer, and I was walking to the thing. I couldn't figure out how to like renew the ticket or buy the new ticket or what the fuck. Like the gates wouldn't open, and there was a Spanish dude that was watching me, and he's like, "Hey, come here," and he's like, "Just jump over." Just jump over. He's like, it's cool, man. He's like,
do it.
He's like, I'm watching your back. Just jump. He's like, just jump over and run. He's like, the train. He's like, the train is like arriving right now. He's like,
oh shit.
He's like, you got to get on that train. Just hop it. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I have no fucking clue if this is the right train. I'm definitely breaking the law right now. But whatever, dude. I grabbed my pack, everything, hopped over that thing like it was Pittsburgh Bart, you know what I mean? Ran, caught the train, had no idea what train I was on.
Oh man.
And somehow it worked out.
Yeah, you figure it out.
Yeah. And then when you get to your destination, it's party time.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing, it's like no matter what situation you're in, like you might not know, but you figure it out. You find your way. You find your way home. I don't know how, but you always do.
You just gotta trust yourself.
You just gotta trust yourself.
Oh yeah, and that's another good example. We were at a club. It's like 3 a.m. Club's kind of like winding down. It's pouring rain, and we're about an hour's walk from our hostel.
Oh man.
I remember Drew was so blacked out that he started crying because he's like, "Please, Omar, just get us home."
Oh man.
He's like, I don't know what's going on. Just get us home. And I'm like, hey, calm down. Just calm down. And I'm just following Google, walking through all these streets. It's pouring rain, and literally walked for an hour, and we got to where we needed to be. Turned out to be all good, but like I said, you got to trust yourself.
Plam definition. The act of slamming a man's head into your pussy, by grasping the ears of the man and pulling face towards pussy at a high rate of speed, has been known to leave a pussy-shaped imprint on the dumb motherfucker's face.
And we're back. Sorry, we're on mute. What is good, everybody?
We have a new segment that we're excited to experiment with you guys. We're calling it the celebrity shot, just like in ping pong, or not ping pong.
Is that what we're calling out?
Beer pong?
Yeah, beer pong.
Where, you have someone that's not in the game is asked to throw the ping pong ball.
Yeah, and we got quite the character to throw the damn ping pong ball. For the
So
first
we're
time.
going to call him. He has no idea we're calling him, and we're very excited.
It's like one of those radio shows.
Let's see if he...
Holy shit, it works. This is fucking...
Yo.
You are live on Plam Chowder. How are you doing today?
We're streaming live, young Drew.
What a fucking honor. I feel like I'm being blessed by God right now.
You're being blessed by Plam
I
Chowder.
don't believe in God, dude. The only fucking God is the Jew God, Yahweh.
Yahweh?
Yahweh. Heaven,
Yahweh.
you know what I mean?
Young Yahweh.
Hey, Andrew, how are you doing this fine evening?
I've been better.
You had a shit day at work, shit week.
I thought you were. I
Dude, I had the shittiest week.
I thought you were locked up behind
I might
Xanax
as well
bars.
have sucked my dad's dick this week. That would have been an upgrade over the week I had.
Oh my God, bro. I feel it, man. The sales life is rough. Sometimes the sales gods give it and then they take it away.
It's like you're getting paid constantly, and once you get that fucking dildo out of your ass, you have a few good minutes.
Oh man, well we brought you on the show because you're one of our favorites, and you're also into music. And how do you feel about?
Yeah, I gotta go eat dinner right now. I'm living at home with my parents.
Oh, I see. Just your quick thoughts on Alfredo.
I listened to it a second time. It's pretty good, but it's better with Madlib.
Madlib.
Yeah, we can all
It's
agree.
not as good as the shit with Madlib.
We can all agree YG's track was better than all those albums.
I hate you. Later.
Later,
Fuck
Drew.
off.
All right. That was our celebrity shot.
That's awesome, man. I did not know we could do that. I did not know we could do that. Hey, can we do another one?
Let's do another one.
Let's call it Dries.
Oh, I want to see what happens.
Yeah. He's probably drunk right now, so it'll be a good one.
Oh man, I'm having too
Wait,
much.
can they hear that?
Yeah.
They can hear all
Yeah,
that?
they can hear everything.
That's so crazy. Damn, this is legit equipment. I thought it was like some Play-Doh preschool shit. No.
Let's see if he picks up. I never call him, so he's probably not gonna pick up.
Yeah.
Hello?
Adris, you're live on Plam Chowder. How you doing?
Yeah, we're streaming live right now, mate. How we doing this evening?
Oh, good, man. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm drinking some 1738 cognac.
1738 cognac. Is that?
Yeah, the Remy Martin.
Yeah, that's who made that song again? What the fuck was his name?
Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap. Where are you at, Idris?
I am up in Truckee, which is in Tahoe. Up here, smoking a cigar in the trees. Remy Martin, 1738.
Man,
Killing it.
Living the life, man. Just staying away from the riots, doing the thing.
You have to, man.
yo, that is amazing, man. That's the best place to be right now, to be honest.
You got a few minutes, or are you like with like a fat group of people?
Yeah, I can talk for a minute. Yeah, we're right now we're salting and resting filet mignons, and we're gonna throw them on the grill in a sec.
Salting and resting a filet mignon on the grill. This guy's
Man,
living the rich
This
life.
guy
man.
is living the life, bro.
There's people getting shot with rubber bullets in the fucking head. There's dudes getting beat like pancakes all
This
over
guy
the
is-
pavement everywhere in the country, and this guy's salting a filet
no
mignon.
fucks given.
So, I mean, fun fact: cognac is by far the best pairing with a cigar, by far.
Cognac is
No.
like is that like grape juice that is just like more fermented, or is that brandy? I think brandy.
So cognac is a brandy, but it has to come from grapes from the cognac region of France to qualify as cognac. So Remy Martin, Hennessy, Cavassier, some famous ones. And essentially what it is, it's if you imagine the comparison of coffee to espresso, it's wine to brandy. So it's concentrated wine, essentially.
Dude, that's amazing.
Hey, Drews, can you hear that?
But yeah, what was that?
That's our soundboard.
That's our soundboard. We I invested in an actual soundboard for podcasting, and as you can see, it's got its benefits.
Hold on. So real quick, when Busta Rhymes was singing that song about break your neck, no, it wasn't even break your neck. It was Pass the Cavassier, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's cognac.
That is cognac and Cavassier. So Cavassier and Hennessy, you see all these people drinking it cheap for like $30. That's like the crap. So you get the nice stuff at VSOP and higher, VSOP and XO, and that's like $100 plus a bottle, and that's good stuff. I mean, this is what people drink in France.
Wow.
And when did you get on the cognac hike? Because I've literally never ever seen you drink cognac. You're always drinking some
What?
bullshit.
Nah, about 5 years ago. No, I drink it when I smoke cigars and when I'm at the time.
This is the same guy who buys cases of Bud Light. And goes to parties.
Hey, Bud Light's a quality beer. The biggest thing is all about quality control. When you open up a can of Bud Light, you know exactly what you're getting. There's no plus or minus. It tastes exactly the same.
Yeah, it always tastes like shit. I agree.
I have a question for you because you're a sports guy. How do you feel about the NBA coming back?
I love it. My bets look fucking fantastic.
Is Clay healed enough to come back, and Curry too, or am I completely out of the loop?
You're a little out of the loop, I think, because they're doing 22 teams, which means the bottom 8 aren't included in this new playoff format. I thought I read, which means the Warriors aren't included in the new playoff format.
So they're going straight to the playoffs?
No, but I thought what I read was that only 22 teams are coming back of 30.
Oh, that's interesting.
Unless for some reason it changed from yesterday when I read the article, but
no.
That's what I thought I read.
Like I said, I've been completely out of the loop. I just heard that the NBA is coming back. I didn't know when. I just knew that it was coming soon, and I was just like, well, I know that like Clay was out for the season, but because of the COVID thing, it's been there's been time for him to recover, and I know Curry was out too, so I didn't know what was going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's better for the Warriors to just chill this one out. I'm telling you my hot take. Giannis is going to the Warriors in 21.
Oh, dude. Yes, absolutely. I heard that too, man. I'm all about it, man. There's got to be some way to, there's got to be some way, man. I mean, we got a new stadium. We got to have a new shiny new teammate that,
Wait, real quick. So, Idris, you guys taking like extra days off, or is it just like a weekend thing?
No. I work today. We have Wi-Fi here, and we're working here.
Oh man,
See, this is what I was talking about. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. Is going to Tahoe and getting a cabin with like some Wi-Fi.
Oh, dude, I'm down. We can podcast from there.
Yeah, exactly. How is it over there? You chilling?
It's fucking beautiful. It's about 55 to fucking 60 degrees right now, probably. Sun's starting to go down. Got a light breeze. It's good. Light jacket. Love it.
Wait, so are they like still doing like the whole like face mask and like 6 feet apart over there, or is it kind of just like you just do your own thing?
To be honest, I haven't gone to anywhere where I interact with other people, so I have no idea. But I heard out here in Truckee that they actually have restaurants open with tables just at a distance.
So a lot of people I know go to Tahoe periodically, especially like now during all this shit. I think people that could afford it, it's kind of just like a retreat for them to get the fuck away from the cities and everything. I don't think they interact with a lot of other people. I think they just kind of like do their own thing in their cabins and stuff. Am I wrong?
That is correct. That is correct. I mean,
yeah, this guy flew in his helicopter today. He didn't talk to anybody. He's like, I don't want to see poor people. Just keep flying until I get rid of all the poor people.
Dude, you should see the pictures he sent. It's like they're staying at like a mansion right now.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, how else do you do it? We got beer, wine, whiskey, cognac, filet mignon.
I fucking love it, dude. I love it. The country's on fire, but it's just like I'm going to my mansion retreat.
Living the life.
See
Anything
no
you want?
evil, hear,
Oh, sorry.
see no evil, hear no evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything you want to say to the public out there, the internet? You're live right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that people don't appreciate cognac. I need you to appreciate cognac because everyone talks about these great aged whiskeys and bourbons. Don't get me wrong, I love them. But cognac is the drink of the gods.
Let's go. All right.
So that's the message for the day, everybody.
That was our celebrity shot.
Buy your cognac. Any brand in particular that you recommend?
I'm drinking Remy Martin right now, which is pretty good. I mean, and honestly, it's so tightly regulated in France that anything you get that is a quality version of that brand is going to be good because you can't just like start a cognac company. Like you essentially need to be like grandfathered in. Hennessy's been doing it for like 300-400 years, so it's quality.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kind of like tequila. Then.
It's like tequila.
Yeah.
It can only come from Jalisco, Guadalajara. Yeah.
And please don't take shots and don't make Incredible Hulk. You drink it slow and sip.
Wait,
you don't take shots.
Incredible
of top
Hulk
shelf.
is mixed with what?
Hypnotic.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hypnotic cognac.
Oh wow! Why would you disrespect it?
Because people are stupid and they don't enjoy the neat flavors. Well,
hey, man, thanks
I gotta go.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show, man.
Have a good one out there.
All right, man.
Later.
That was our celebrity shot. Pretty cool, right?
Dude, that is fucking awesome that we can do that.
We're a radio show, man. We're a radio show. Let's go.
Dude, that's fucking amazing. Man.
And I'm being serious when as far as distribution, I've been working hard. So check it out, man. This whole week we are on Spotify now, Apple, Google Podcast, Breaker, Overcast, Stitcher. I'm working on trying to get on iHeartRadio, TuneIn. We're on over 10 platforms right now.
This is crazy.
10 platforms.
We literally started with I think it was just like one mic that you
one
bought.
microphone.
Yeah, and we were doing it like at my kitchen table in my own apartment. Now, dude, like look, this setup is crazy.
Yeah, we're working hard. We want to, just if it's entertainment, whatever it is for everyone listening, just know that we're not taking it lightly. We want to get better. And I'm working on trying to get everywhere right now.
Plus, just so you guys know, I think we're going to integrate a lot of guests in like future podcasts. And I know a lot of really interesting people that have crazy stories. So like,
yes, sir.
You can, they can contact us, right?
Yeah. So our main landing page is on Anchor. It's anchor.fm/Plam-Chowder. And you can land on there and you can leave us a voicemail, or you can just go on our Twitter or Instagram. It's the same. It's @Plam-Chowder. Just reach out to us.
If you guys want to hear about like a specific topic or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to talk about anything.
We're literally like here to talk about stuff that people don't want to talk about. That's why I created this and why we need to like just get our voice out there.
Exactly. Well, shit, man. It's been an amazing episode. And now that we got the gear when we're like studio legit, I appreciate everybody out there listening. And there's going to be a lot more cool content to come. So keep tuned.
Everybody take care. Stay positive out there.
Pussy does not ever stink.
Oh my God.
Well, it don't. I mean, really.
Adios, motherfuckers. Make sure to add us on Instagram and Twitter @Plam-Chowder.